All right, quick video on some gear storage tips. I want to save you some money, man. First off, your rubber worms. Most of these rubber worms, Senkos, all these little rubber worms, they have a coating on them. It's like an oily coating. Sometimes it's scented too, and they're usually salted. That's to preserve them. It's good. It helps preserve them. However, that stuff is weirdly corrosive. If you leave it on the dash of your car, it'll melt into the plastic. If you leave it on a hook, it will rust out the hook. I mean, if you're just going to go fishing the next day or something, you know, that's fine. But don't store any of your gears or lures for long periods of time rigged up with a rubber worm. And I was wanting to look and see if I could find one for an example. And this is a $24 Megabass spinnerbait that I didn't take my my trailer off, and you can see the hook is all corroded. I'm gonna salvage this one because I don't want to get rid of this, but yeah, avoid leaving your soft plastics rigged up for long periods of time. Also, avoid mixing your rubber worms together unless you don't care about the colors melting. The soft plastics, they will melt into each other and you'll have all kinds of weird colors, shapes, and sizes. They will also melt. Don't leave your rubber worms and stuff in the car. I mean, or avoid it because they will melt and it will ruin them. Also, and this one is really important, and I've had to throw away so much gear because of this. When you store your rubber worms, you want to make sure that they're straight. So a lot of times when you're out fishing and you're especially when you're catching them and you're grabbing worms or whatever, and they end up just kind of getting all funky in the bag or whatever, and then you just go and throw it in your gear bag and leave it in the trunk of your car. Well, it's soft rubber, and it will deform the worms. And I don't know why, as dumb as bass are, they're also weirdly smart, and they won't bite that. It just doesn't look natural to them. I guess they've never seen a worm with rigor mortis, so they won't touch it. So you can straighten them back out if you kind of leave it in the sun long enough to re-soften and kind of re-straighten it. You can do that. But man, I've had I've ruined a lot of these rubber worms, and these things get kind of expensive. So yeah, just try to always make sure your gear, your worms and stuff are straight. Same thing with your swim baits and your little paddle tails and stuff like that. Try to make sure that the tail isn't all crooked and stuff, because especially in the summer when it's hot, they'll stay like that, and they won't work. The fish are picky. So when it comes to storing your rubber worms, some guys will they'll take them all out and put them in little compartments and stuff like that and salt it. It looks nice, but unless you have a boat, it's not really practical. I would leave everything in its original packaging. It really works well. Just make sure, like, again, that you're storing them so that they're able to stay straight. I used to just I'd take all my packages and put them in a freezer bag in a backpack and just occasionally check to make sure they aren't all kinked up. This package of worms I've had since 2010. And they're just as good as the day I bought them. In fact, this company is out of business now, Magic Worm, and these are highly sought after. I probably sell this bag for like 20 bucks. Point being, they last a long time. So your rubber worms or plastic worms, they will last a long time if you take care of them. Yeah, I think that was it. Just, try to keep them straight. Don't leave them in the car. Avoid leaving them rigged up on lures and things like that so it doesn't rust out your gear. And anything metal, it'll rust out. It'll just rust out anything and gets all corrosive. So, cool, man.